I've been doing this for 30 years. All right, 1990, I started on the radio. I do not talk negatively about past colleagues, and I will not do that. On Friday, I quit the Washington Post, and some of you will know that. But I want to make sure you understand. Thank you to all of you who've texted me and posted me and sent me your kudos. Thank you, Elon Musk. Thank you, President Trump, everybody who's said something or anything else. I just want you to know, Ruth Marcus has nothing to do with this. Ruth Marcus is my friend. Ruth Marcus is a fabulous journalist. She has got legal chops the equal of anyone in the business. Ruth and I are the same age. Ruth and Fred Hyatt, the late Fred Hyatt, hired me at the Post 7 years ago. I've written 500 columns for the Post, and I will miss it. But Ruth has nothing to do with my quitting. Ruth was, I think, caught off guard by a report that was erroneous, with which I was familiar because of the Ruthless podcast. Chairman Michael Whatley had gone through the facts of the Bucks County thing. But I want you to know, I have nothing but love for Ruth and respect. Ruth has helped me out. I was abroad when my wife was ill once, and Ruth sprang into action. Ruth is a good person, and she's a fine journalist and a superb writer, and she has got nothing to do with this. You can be wrong and not be rotten. I hope my friends on the left think I am wrong but not rotten. I never lie intentionally. I may get things wrong, and I will correct the record. Everybody in our business in media gets things wrong, and they got to correct themselves. You can't get offended. You just have to say, I didn't know that. I will learn about it, and if I am bringing a different set of facts to the table, we'll compare and contrast. We'll decide who is right. That's how courts work. I'm a lawyer. I'm a lawyer with a lot of experience. I've been teaching con law for a long time. I teach my law students. You might get corrected by a judge. Don't argue with the judge. If you think the judge is wrong, you have a moment to appeal. You have a moment to persuade. Don't yell at a judge, and don't yell at your opponent. Don't get upset. Get facts. Get smart. Get prepared. I've had great editors at the Post. Michael Duffy, Michael Larrabee, David Vondrelli, Mark Laswell, many others. The new boss of the editorial page, David Shipley, is a wonderfully nice man. Ruth is the equal of any editor I have had all these years. And I want you to know the technical staff at First Look, the people who produce that show, superb professionals, like Dwayne, like Adam, like Harley. I quit the Post for reasons unrelated to any of that. I want you to know, though, I will always tell you the truth. And when I make a statement of fact, I will tell you the statement of fact. And if there are two sides, there's no two sides to the Iranian-Israel story. There are no two sides to the fact that our troops are under attack. There are no two sides to my opinion that it would be a disaster for this country if Kamala Harris becomes president. And I want you to vote tomorrow. And there are many states, and I have them ready to tell you, where you can vote on the same day if you haven't voted yet, including my own Virginia, New Hampshire, which is close. You can vote in Michigan on the same day. You can vote in Wisconsin tomorrow. So even if you haven't voted, you can still go vote. You got to get out there, and you got to make sure this country has leadership that will defend our troops. I always vote based on commander-in-chief quality. That's just me. That because it comes down to who is in charge when 9/11 happens. And I thank God George W. Bush was, and not a very nice man, Al Gore, but he wasn't up to 9/11. W was. And I'm so glad Ronald Reagan was there when the Soviet Union wanted us to disarm and the nuclear freeze movement was I'm so proud to have worked for Ronald Reagan. I'm here to tell you, presidents matter in moments when dictators threaten the world. It's why FDR mattered. It's why Truman mattered. It's why we've got to have Donald Trump back in the White House on this eve of World War III, which I hope doesn't happen, but Iran is threatening. You've got to vote tomorrow with the most important things in mind. President Trump is tested and ready. Vice President Harris is not tested, not ready, and should not be our commander-in-chief.